Now, 4 days after Indonesia was hit by the twin disaster, the country is struggling with rescue operations. Several areas have completely been cut off. Earthquakes and tsunamis are not alien to Indonesia, but the massive casualty from Friday's disasters have forced experts to point at the country's ill preparedness and the failure of tsunami warning system. Here's more.
Hundreds of bodies. A 100-meter-long mass grave at Palu. Relatives desperately combing through the bags in search of their loved ones. In another part of the city, cries for help can still be heard from under the rubble of a shopping mall and a hotel. But resources are limited. The rescuers don't have the required machinery to pull the survivors out. A few kilometers from here, locals loot the damaged shops in search of food, water and medicines in a desperate attempt to survive. Roads are damaged and lined with dead bodies. Hospitals are wrecked. The Palu airport is barely functioning and there are kilometer-long queues outside the fuel stations. The situation in Indonesia's disaster-hit areas a living nightmare to say the least. Flashback to Friday evening. Hundreds were enjoying at a beach festival at Palu. There were at least 140 foreign nationals in the city on Friday. When sometime around 6:30 in the evening, waves as high as 6 meters hit the Palu beach. A quake-triggered tsunami had struck. The monstrous waves swept away everything that came in the way. People, cars, boats, houses. The residents were caught off guard. The tsunami was preceded by a 7.5 magnitude earthquake. The authorities did send out a tsunami warning, but a faulty one that too was lifted way too soon. They predicted that waves measuring 3 meters could hit Palu. This warning was sent to the residents via text messages. Most of these were never delivered, as the mobile networks were down after the earthquake. To top it all, there were no sirens along the coast. Now let's take you back to a little over a decade. On the 24th of December in the year 2004, a tsunami had wreaked havoc in Indonesia. Over 200,000 people died in Indonesia alone, in what is considered as the worst tsunami in recent history. One hoped this would never occur again. But 14 years later, history has repeated itself. The Indonesian authorities had not learned their lessons and were caught ill-prepared yet again. Despite sitting on the ring of fire, Indonesia's tsunami warning system was so limited that it even failed to gauge the scale of the impending disaster. All the 21 early detection buoys were dysfunctional. The tidal gauge recorded an insignificant and faulty reading, and authorities sounded an insufficient warning. Experts now say that most of the tsunami warning systems have been dysfunctional for almost 6 years now. There were plans to replace them, but not enough money. What happened in Indonesia is a natural disaster, compounded by the carelessness of the authorities. As the death toll continues to mount and rescue teams struggle to reach the disaster-hit areas, one can only hope Indonesia would learn its lesson finally and its people would not have to relive this day again. Bureau Report, Wion.